Remember, we're in an environment where everybody who has money needs and wants your services. 8 out of 10 statistically would change their advisor. 9 out of 10 would welcome a second opinion on their portfolio. The silver lining is there's virtually no competition. Only 1.3% of financial professionals are going after this. However, you got to go out and market and sell your services. How many of you feel better prepared today to go down that route? Can I? Yep. Beautiful. And we're going to continue this process because, as the old saying, successful people consistently do what the average person will not or cannot do. I will flat out guarantee you the average financial advisor isn't sitting in a room like this on a Saturday morning working on high-level affluent sales skills. I will guarantee you the average financial advisor wasn't up at 6 or 6:30 getting videoed with Stephen and or Kevin going through some of the role plays. Wasn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? If you can do that, you can go live. Now, we're going to have our sleeves rolled up today. We're going to get back into the action, as you can see right here. I know you're working on it, but you know what you did yesterday in those evaluation forms. We're going to revisit these role plays again, and I want the evaluations to be hard. I want you to look at where have we progressed and what do we still need to work on, because this has to be seamless. I've had people ask me, different questions throughout last night and this morning about referrals or having a little tag at the end of a letter or an agenda about, or talking about somebody we get paid this way and that way, and part of how we get paid is we get referrals from our clients. Remember the formula. We can't come across as salespeople. Remember one of the statistical criteria that you saw yesterday. They want you focused on overseeing their family's financial affairs, not marketing your practice. And so to come off with language that's back 30 years old from the insurance world, I build my business on referrals, the way I get paid is, we make commissions and fees and we like our clients. Don't go that way. Stop it. Right? Just stop it. Source the name and say, Jack, I want to meet your partner, Jill. That's all. How can you best introduce me? What's so hard about that? Why do we resist that and get ourselves wrapped back into the salesy stuff? And it's so subtle, the salesy stuff. I mean, it comes across. Remember, the affluent hate salespeople, and they hate the excessive taxes they pay. They don't trust the financial services industry. They put it in the same category of distrust that they have the automobile industry. Go figure. And by the same token, they need and want our services. So we have to be very, very refined. We have to be hypersensitive that they have this antenna, this BS sales antenna that gets activated very, very quickly. So by a little tagline on an agenda that's very well put together and the tagline doesn't pass the sales sniff test, what happens? All of a sudden, sales alert. Just like using the wrong language. If we use the wrong language, if we start talking about how we work with wealthy people and affluent people, sure, that's who we work with, but they don't perceive themselves as being wealthy or affluent. And so what happens then? Sales alert antenna. This is what we have to get in our DNA. This is what we have to practice. This is what we have to instinctively understand, so we can navigate these circles naturally. This comes as natural to you as you would think asking for a referral, and I flat out guarantee you nobody I've encountered really feels comfortable asking people for referrals. It's always a little bit of an awkward dance. Am I right? Always. You master this introduction. You master social prospecting. You master navigating the field of the affluent with your own personality, and you're as good as gold. And people will be looking at you and saying, how did you do that? Just like I told you that the gentleman who brought in $125 million last year, spending 80% of his time out of the office. He wasn't out of the office playing golf 80% of the time. He might have been doing performance reviews with clients, at their place. He's with his clients' best friends. They're strategic alliance partners. He might be meeting with a CPA and a client, but he's out of the office. That's sort of the affluent playing field. Defenses are dead when you're there. Now, people see that just black and white. Oh, he's out of the office. That means he's not working. Baloney. He is working. But his sales skills are seamless. And he's out there just very, very tactically rainmaking. He's got his antenna out. Everything he's doing with strategic intent. And he's not throwing around the wealth language. He's not asking for referrals. He doesn't have a referral tag on with a handout he's given somebody. He's not branding himself with a brochure. He's the product. And he's got the infrastructure in there to make it happen. So when I say 70% of your time out of the office, what I'm basically saying, read through the lines. 70% of your time is to be spent with your best clients, centers of influence, your strategic alliances. Now, some of that time with your best client is going to be portfolio review. Some of it's going to be business oriented. A lot of it's going to be social. A lot of it's going to be strengthening relationships.